Yes, well, the World Cup came and went. One World Cup ends, another one begins, and that is the 2018 Rugby Sevens World Cup, which kicks off this Friday in San Francisco, USA. Now, 29 different nations will be taking part, with 24 men's teams and 16 women's teams lined up. The continent has South Africa, Kenya, Zimbabwe and Uganda representing it as usual as they compete over the course of the next 3 days at the AT&T Park. Keep an eye on our website www.africanews.com/sport for regular updates on the action over this weekend. Now, football is a beautiful game, but with it comes with disasters, tragedies and misfortunes from time to time. Members of the Wild Boars Thai youth soccer team and their coach have described their rescue from a flooded cave as a miracle, thanked the experts who saved them and discussed how the experience will affect the rest of their lives. Take a look at that.
We were talking about whether we wanted to explore the cave. If we had to swim, we'd be wet, we'd be cold. Everyone said yes, and then T volunteered to estimate the depth and distance. We tried to dig the rock to find a way out, thinking we could not just wait for the authorities. We drank the water that was flowing between the rocks. I am impressed by Sergeant Sam, who sacrificed his life to protect the 13 boars so that we can live happily and normally.
French players and former U.S. President Barack Obama have hit back at suggestions made around the world that it was Africa rather than France that won the World Cup because of the ethnic origin of many of the players. Ever since France won the World Cup on Sunday evening, a row with racist undertones has been bubbling over the past 1 week. It has mainly been occurring outside France, with Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro having his say, as well as Croatian footballers and some Italian journalists. Even former President Barack Obama, U.S. President Barack Obama has waded into the row. Maduro's comments sum up the views of a minority, perhaps bitter about Leblanc's victory, who pointed to the ethnic origins of the players in a bid to suggest that the World Cup triumph had nothing to do with France. It was a theme expressed far and wide, and not just in the caves of social media where trolls hang out. French newspaper Les Echos noted how France's victory had been greeted with a tide of racist comments in Italy that some journalists and newspapers had only helped to fuel. But it was Barack Obama that had the final word on that, and now we can move on. Take a listen.
Since it ensures that a society can draw upon the talents and energy and skill of all its people. And if you doubt that, just ask the French football team that just won the World Cup. Because not all of those folks looked like Gauls to me, but they're French.
All right, that's all we had for you today. I'll see you next week, same time, same place. Goodbye.
Merci beaucoup, Victor.